what's up, you guys? It is. You're standing in the shade. I'm shading her.
I'm trying to stand in the shade.
It is so bright.
It is.
With the snow and everything, it's super bright. But it's the nicest day. It actually is 33 degrees out right now, so it's pretty warm. And I think the high is supposed to be 36 today.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even feel like 33 degrees. So the
No.
sun is shining. All the snow is melting. You can hear it running off the roof.
Yep, it's gorgeous. So let's go inside. Let's take a look. Alright, so green onions, still doing good. They're actually doing really good. It's looking like it's kind of dry in here, so I might have to water, and that'd be a good day today because it's so warm. So I'm going to water these today, probably after we're done with this video. So I want to make sure they all have plenty of moisture, and we have to order, I've been looking, and I'm going to order this week the fertilizer to put in here and in for the garden. So it'll be a large amount of it, but that's okay. I just want to get it done with and get over with so I have it on hand. So when we need it, there's no shortages and so forth. And we gotta order some seeds. Just a few. So also the onion tops that we took out of here, that basket full or the half full or whatever, we actually never got to freeze any of them. What? I know. We actually ate them all. We had them in, we had almonds 2 of the days, and then we put them in sandwiches, and I believe there was a fajitas. We put them in some fajitas when we made our own fajitas in our homemade taco shells for the first time ever, which was amazing and super easy. So definitely do more of that.
So we gained a helper.
So we also got the carrots, the atomic reds up here doing really good. So like I said too, we're trying to map it out what we're going to do next year and go from there as far as how we're going to lay it out. We're definitely going to do more carrots now that we have these figured out, and because that's pretty cool and pretty nice to come out here, grab some fresh carrots. We just had a bowl this big and it was filled with carrots, and yesterday and today we ate them all, and the kids will go up and they ask for a snack. We're like, sure, what do you want? They're like, oh, take some of them carrots, and we had a bunch of them cut up. So we're definitely gonna do more carrots and go from there. The peppers, we sprayed them yesterday. They're doing good. It took care of a lot of the mold. We're gonna wait another day and we're gonna spray again. We still have the bottle in here, and we have some left from our mixture just to make sure we got it all. But they're doing good. I mean, they're still there. They're not rotten, so I don't know if they're gonna come back or what's gonna happen. I guess time will tell now that the sun's getting longer. And hopefully we get some sunny days like this. We haven't had too much sunny days in the last couple days, so keep our fingers crossed. But the pears, market carrots, they're still doing good. Oh, these radishes, they're got dripped on my head. They're doing, decent. They're not the best, but when we had that week of really cold weather, that took a toll on them. So we haven't picked anything off of this for, it's been 5 days now. So, and I don't know if I want to yet because they're just starting to spring back. So when I look forward on the weather, it looks like a lot of sunny days coming up, at least 4. So I'm hoping they bounce back and we can start cutting off those again. The carrots that we wanted, we have a handful that sprouted, so we'll see if they make it through or what happens with them, and hopefully we get a couple out of them. These carrots, or these peppers, are still doing good, but these radishes, they seem like they kind of just stopped, and I don't know if it's because of that cold weather, or it could have been too because there was no sun for how long either. So, and then these carrots on the end, they're still same size. They haven't grown at all. Right, Eli? Oh well.
We never mentioned my mint plant, thanks to all of you who left comments to remind me that it will spread through the ground. Is that how it's spread? Anyways, I there's some new green growth on my mint plant, which I didn't expect because it's just literally sitting here waiting to die in the greenhouse. So I kind of laughed when I saw new little green leaves on here. Our celery, it does look really green, but those big ones are really flimsy. We probably should have just cut them, cooked them in something chili or stew or something. But these little ones, I'm kind of surprised. They look really strong and they feel really hardy. So who knows what's gonna happen there. So you guys left us some great comments last week about our lettuce to just kind of let it go. So the lettuce right here in the front that we had been picking off of, yeah, it's dead, it's flimsy, it's gross. But this stuff that was kind of tucked in the back that we hadn't picked off as much because it hadn't grown as big, it actually is doing really, really well. So I was kind of surprised to see that. I think this week, if we have some sunshine, we'll be able to come out here and pick some and have some salad. So that's really exciting. So last week I told you that our romaine lettuce was doing well. I was wrong. This is our iceberg lettuce. So that, right? It's trying to balance on this little board. Ooh. Helps if Mom leaves her foot on it. Ooh, you'll be snowboarding with your brothers in no time. So this is actually iceberg lettuce, so I was incorrect. So that is actually coming up well. It hasn't had a lot of change, but it seems to be doing well. Nothing's eating it. It's not dying from the cold or anything. So if nothing else, maybe it'll just sprout sooner in the year than it would have. All the other greens in between, I don't know what happened. We don't have any of them. I was kind of interested to see how the mustard would grow because we were accidentally sent quite a few packs of mustard, and when I tried to return them they said, oh, just keep them all. So I thought, let's try this, let's see if we like it, and every time I planted it now it hasn't come up or something's eaten it, it's just gone. So I don't know. Any tips or tricks for growing mustard? If you know any, please leave a comment down below. We'd love some advice with that. That Norfolk spinach came up, it's looking great. Again, not really growing much right now. And our baby spinach that last week, we weren't really sure what was going on with it. It had froze, it had gotten pretty flimsy. It's definitely a little more flimsy than it is when you get it at the store. But it's definitely still usable, edible. Should we try some? Tastes very good. I'd eat it as a salad still.
Ew.
Ew! Give it to Dad. It's actually very flavorful.
Thank you.
I think all in all, we're pretty happy with our greenhouse so far. Our hoop house. We always call it a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Same thing.
We a couple things I'd like to do differently for sure is put some plywood the walls on each end so they're solid, and then put it's called a wiggle wire track along the top, and then also do it along the bottom, but then halfway down on the sides I can take those off and I can roll it up for the summer so we can use this all summer, but then also I can have it so I can roll it down and then put the wiggle wire back in so then I don't have to worry about it in the winter. And I think we might also do a double layer poly if I did do that, and then I'll just put a fan in here, which that'll give us another zone so of our value. So it's all things we're kind of playing and putting up in the air, and we'll see what's worth it and what's, you know, this was our first year, so we want to try it out this way too, because this is a pretty easy setup that anyone can set up. So, and the area that it's in, we weren't using it, so this is a perfect area for this. You know, it's not huge, but we don't need nothing big either, and we definitely know how we're going to plant next year as far as the winter crops go.
Yeah, that's something I think really important that we've realized over the years on our property is we have about 2 acres and most of our land isn't very usable.
No.
Some of the land's on the other side of the creek. It's just kind of all over, and this was up on our rock wall, and we kind of despised this space. Why did you hate it so much?
I fell off the rock wall with the brand new lawnmower. So this was gonna go either way, and we actually were looking into getting a pool, and no pools like an oval pool would fit up here because they're too wide. So I was like, I don't care if we just put all rock up here, but I don't want to mow it no more, and it was too much to weed whip It took a lot of time. So then we decided a couple years ago, let's just save up and, you know, we'll get a greenhouse. So we looked into a bunch of greenhouses and they were all like 6 inches was too wide. So I'm like, well, we watch Al Lumna a lot. He did a couple of those and used them in a chicken tractors. So there was that idea, and then we started coming out with finding other people doing some other things and just put this together, and that's what we did.
Yeah, learning as we go, and it was a great use of space that we weren't using, that we didn't even enjoy. And then on the back side this year we put all of our pumpkins and melons, and that was kind of a great way to use it up too, because it was just a little extra grass otherwise that would have just kind of been in the way.
Yep, exactly. So overall, we're happy with it. We're very happy with it. Next year also, I think I might go with a little taller hoops and try some different stuff with that. I definitely do want to take the cable and go deeper with it, because I think that'll help hold in a lot more heat. So definitely going to go deeper with that, and we'll see how that all works out. I'm going to have to dig it up. If the pepper plants don't come up, I'll dig this one up. If they do come back, then I'll do it to this one down here for next year. But definitely gonna do the cable.
Put it in before we plant this year.
Yes. Yep, and go
Don't
deeper.
do that.
I thought there's other ways too, like so we're not staying at this property forever. We've been looking for a while, and we're saving for it. But our next one, I've also thought about doing like an outdoor boiler, a smaller one, where you'd run your tubes through the beds and then do the double wall and that stuff. So I thought about that too, and try to find an old boiler that someone's getting rid of, or a smaller one, because you can find them around this area pretty good, like a lot actually. So I thought about finding one of those and putting it out back, and then running the tubes through here, and then when we move, we just take it with us. But it's all like, what do you do? There's so many ideas.
All a process.
Yep.
It's like one thing at a time. And I'm so glad we didn't wait till we had the perfect greenhouse and knew exactly how we were going to grow. We just did it. Like, I think that's really important, to just do something to better your lives, even if it's just like a little something, because it's amazing those little things, how they add up.
Yep. Yeah, and looking, at 2020, and you can look at all the bad stuff that happened, but the other day when the kids are sliding, I was down by the fire down there, and I was talking to my brother-in-law, and I was watching the kids, and I'm like, I'm actually, and as my sister actually I was talking to, I looked up at their sliding, and I said, 2020 was actually kind of a blessing. And you just look at all the stuff that we've gotten done around here, and we found out where the mice problem was, where they were getting into our house, which also opened up more problems that we had with our house for a while. We couldn't figure out what was going on, and we fixed them all. And then it's a lot. When you sit back and look, there's a lot more good than there was bad. And I hope the same for everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping 2021 just blows 2020 out of the water.
Oh, for sure. I hope everybody's having a great new year and everything's off to a rockin' start. Even if you had a good 2020, ours was pretty good, and we can't complain.
No.
But we're wishing blessings for everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, that wraps it up, and we're gonna water this, or I probably will, and then I'll cover it up. And he's fine, and he can pee out here. Maybe he'll help me water. If you guys liked content, give it a thumbs up. Can you give a thumbs up? Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. And share with your friends. Glad you got to see us again. Bye.
Bye.
So, won't be watering today, but I'll put it out the hose. The kids are playing with it, so it's covered in snow. It was stuck in a chunk of ice, so I pulled it all out. It's a black hose. It definitely will thaw today, and then tomorrow I will water everything.